Okay, for the introduction, conflict management is a method of resolving conflicts and the differences between two or more parties. Thomas and Kilmer has described 5 types of conflict management style, which are competing, compromising, collaborating, avoiding, and accommodating. Competing is the way to win-lose. Without trying to compromise with the other side, you will behave in a rather assertive manner to fulfill your aims, although that could be at the detriment of the other party. Compromising is the lose-lose situation where what they want is actually done by no side. A moderate degree of assertiveness and collaboration is needed for this. Collaborating is where you work with others or work together to fulfill all your objective. This is how you break free from win-lose mentality and find the win-win. Avoiding is when you are actually ignoring the issue. You don't have the other side to accomplish their aims and you don't follow your own assertively. Lastly is accommodating. It happens because you work to a high degree because that may be at your own cost and work against your own aims, ambitions, and expected performance, where the other side is expert or has a better solution.
For the overview of the case study, it is about 4 officers where they were arguing among each other pertaining to their responsibilities towards the club, and the professor approached them asking them what is going around, and then they started to speaking at once, which they were not taking into any consideration of what anyone else was saying. So when the president of the club starts to express her feeling, and followed by the president of the club and the secretary and also the treasurer, it is the starting point of the conflict arise, where anyone starts to blaming themselves and also defend themselves whenever the conflict is about them. So instead of admitting, they are trying to running from the responsibilities that they should take. So the professor had to think for a quick solution, which she asked every of the officers to make a draft statement, which it is a list of detailed summary consists of whatever things that they found it frustrating and whoever caused it, and what is the implication of the noted behavior, and also the suitable approach to solve the problem. So after listening carefully to all of the problems arise, so a conclusion can be made that they choose to not understand each other and also running from the responsibilities, and they do not want to confront it in a good way. But the suitable approach is they have to come to an agreement. It's a written agreement where everyone had to come out with a good solution and respect each other in the future. So each of them need to take responsibilities towards their roles. That's all.
Okay, for conflict style in this case study that we have analyzed, there are 2 different styles of conflict that have been used. But first we talk about the type of conflict, which is workplace and formal group conflict, this is involve procedural conflict and people conflict. For procedural conflict, it can be occurs when the members of the group have the disagreement with their leader or towards who is in charge in the group. So for people conflict, maybe one members in the group dominate the whole group, or it can be several members are refused to participate in the group. Okay, it is also involve the individual conflict style, which is in this case they are using competing and avoiding. Okay, for competing style, this style is about one people rejecting ideas of their members and believe the ideas and the best ideas of its own have to be accepted. Okay, for avoiding style, this is to reduce the conflict by ignoring the people in the group and choosing not to engage in the conflict. Okay, so for the example of people conflict, which is the leaders in the group do not want to hear opinion from others and only make decision on their own, even the group members are not agree. So she's control the group with her own Okay, for procedural conflict, example, the group, like I said before, the members of the group do not agree with the way their president like to work and make decision individually without discussing with them, right? So for individual style conflict involved in this case, competing for first, all members in the group do not accept each other opinion and feel their thought and ideas need to be accepted without considering their others members idea. So for second is avoiding style, which is the leader in the group are leaving or run away during the discussion of problem in the group because she feel like the members of the group are taking the personal instead of the working style. So for me, I conclude based on this case, the best style conflict that we can use is compromising. If I lose and win the situation, you also lose and win the situation. For example, for the leader, she need to accept the bad attitude of how they lead the group, and the members also, they have to compromise to accept the others' ideas and give and take. So thank you.
So for the problem solving, based on our case study, first the president and the other officer should settle the problem through the discussion first. They need to identify the problem. After that, after get all the complaint, they should together brainstorm the solution. They need to understand that each other have their own perspective and their own view. Second, the president should appreciate the other's officer. She should avoid egoism and start listen to the other's opinion and idea too. This is important in order to build a strong relationship among each other. Besides, can boost motivation for them to work harder, and then can create a positive vibe in a workplace. The third one is they can attend training such as a soft skill training. Soft skill is a combination of all skills that all people need to have. It concludes people skill, social skill, communication skill, character, person trait, and attitude. So what can we conclude from our case study is that the best conflict management style that we can use is a collaborative. It is a win-win situation where both parties, which is the president and the other officer, got benefit. So both parties do not get any harm or hurt. So that's all from me.
For the conflict management style and outcome. Conflict management is the process for the handling disputes and disagreement between two or multiple parties. The goal of this system is minimize the negative factors that are influencing the conflicts and encourage all participants to come to an agreement. Successful conflicts management result in a mutually beneficial outcome that's agreed upon by each party. The key of the management skill involves using different tactics depending on the situation, negotiation, and creative thinking. With the properly managed conflicts, an organization is able to minimize interpersonal issues, enhance client satisfaction, and produce better business outcomes. When it comes to conflicts among them, there is no one solution that will work in all situations. Each situation will be different from the trigger of the conflict to the parties involved. A manager's skill in conflict resolution should able to take a bird's eye of the conflict and apply the conflict management style that is called for in a specific situations. Each style is useful depending on the situation, but as mentioned, some are weaker than others and should not be relied upon too heavily. And also, conflict is an unavoidable reality in the workplace. So we have to proper conflict management to handle and resolve workplace conflict quickly and peacefully.